everyone, it's Paul from Alexander Knife Sharpening and Laser Engraving. So it's 2025, we're into the new year, and I have some pretty cool updates of things that are going on, things you can expect to see here over the next few weeks on the channel. Let's start with one of the more exciting things, which is straight below me. Right down here on the floor, I have a brand new laser I'm going to be reviewing. Now, I get these requests pretty often. And I just want to explain a few things to you guys about when these different things come in and how I examine them and decide whether I'm going to do them. My most recent thing to just use as an example would have been the Goka Fix microscope from Banggood Industries. And as I said before, I felt that really fit my audience well. I tested it, I'd used it, I was really happy with it compared to other microscopes I had used. And that's why I had agreed to do that particular review. And I've gotten great feedback. It seems that everybody's been really happy with that item. I was able to negotiate a great price for everybody on that. And it's been a really positive experience. And that's how I try and keep anything that's offered to me as, hey, do you want to review this, or who would you like to check this thing out? And these offers come in quite regularly, whether it be sharpening gear or whether it be laser engraving stuff. I do get quite a few of them. At the time that this particular item came in, I had 5 offers for lasers to review. 4 of them I just immediately kind of dismissed because I didn't feel that they fit my audience and what you guys would be looking for, which is what I would be looking for when I was starting my knife sharpening business and decided to get into laser engraving knives, which was my main purpose. Now, as you guys know, I have broadened out the scope of things that I engrave, but initially, the thing that I really wanted to do was just engrave knives. And I've told the story many times, and you guys have heard it if you follow the channel. It all came about because I had the CEO of a company that came in. He wanted 150 knives engraved. Laser engraving knives at the time wasn't even really on my radar. That was what put it on my radar. But at the time I looked it up, and a good fiber laser machine back then was about $10,000. It just wasn't in the cards for me. So at the time I put it on the shelf and I said, you know what? I'm going to keep my eye on this, and I'm going to, follow lasers and what's going on in that industry and see, maybe down the road, something will come along that will help me get into the laser engraving game, because I had been asked a few other times to engrave things. But once again, it was still a relatively small market at that time. Eventually, what happened was 3 years after that happened, I got my first laser, which is this one right here. Even then, this was not, for me, was not a cheap investment. I kind of got all the bells and whistles when I got that laser. So I wanted it to be able to do a wide variety of things because I'd never had a laser. And I wanted to be able to do tumblers and bigger signs and metal and things that weren't metal. And that was why I really liked this particular laser that's over here, was because that was kind of what it was marketing to. It was one of the first lasers out there that did a broad range of things at what was considered to be a very good price at that time, which was right around $4,000. Well, here we are now. From that point, we're about 2.5 years later from when I purchased that. And there's some super exciting things going on in the laser industry now that are just amazing to me. So we have lasers now that, back when that CEO walked in and asked me if I could engrave 150 knives, that I would have killed for. This one down here kind of fits that mark. If I could have bought this laser 6 years ago, 7 years ago, man, I would have had a laser engraving business way sooner, and this thing would have suited all my needs. But things like this just didn't exist at that time, not for a price point that was affordable. I'm not going to tell you what it is or anything else other than the reviews coming, but I'll tell you this much. The price point of this laser that's on the floor is under $2,000, which is just, to me, mind-blowing, knowing that just a few years ago, you couldn't even touch something like this for under 10 or 8,000 in that range. And now we're seeing these things for under $2,000. So that's really exciting. Not to mention that there's other really cool things going on in the laser industry, which I'll share with you guys in later videos. And even we'll talk about it when I do the full review on this one, because this is just one thing that this laser company has going on that's very cool, but there's a lot of even really cooler things that are going on there too. So hopefully, if everything works out really well here, we can build a nice even relationship with this particular company. Now, that said, I'm also going to be doing episode 2 of my podcast, The Sharp Life. I have things there that I have been, getting together for what I want to talk about on that. The episode 1's gotten really great response to people that have watched it and listened to it. And if you haven't checked it out, I recommend that you do it. It is on YouTube, but is also available, I know, on Apple. I think it's on Spotify. It's on most of the podcast things if you just want to download it and listen to it. On the YouTube, you can watch the video. It's just me, but I did it with the intention of being an audio podcast to be something that you could listen to and not have to see. It's not a demonstration thing. It's more of what a podcast is meant to be, where we talk about topics and things. And I'm getting ready to do episode 2. What other things do we got going on? I just purchased a new 1x30. And I don't want to say new, but it's from a company that most of us know. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you how to upgrade it. The first thing I'm going to do is compare it, because it's pretty much what I believe to be a new Toolker that one of the companies out there decided to have made. And I think it's going to really fit into a great marketplace in that 1x30 marketplace. And I will show you that. I'm going to upgrade it. I'm going to do all the things that I love to do to 1x30s to this machine. But the price point of this machine currently is really great. Keep your eye out for that. That's another video coming. All right, so that's it for now. I'm going to start unpacking and filming this unboxing video, so keep your eyes out for that. And that's what's going on in the shop now. Hope you guys had a great holiday season. Hope you had a happy new year. It's 2025. And I'm wishing you all super success in your knife sharpening or laser engraving or both businesses out there. Have a great day, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.